What's up, world? This is Mig, back with another video with NFT Stories. As always, you know I got my co-hosts with me. Nova, what's going on?
Welcome, all my aliens, apes, and zombies.
Yes, sir. And this is a super special video that we're putting out there. We have some illustrious guests, as we usually do, but these guys are really special. None other than the digital wolves of Wall Street. And you might know some of these guys. You definitely, if you're into NBA TopChat, you're gonna know Jack the Pac-Man Settleman. He's helped me get multiple packs over the past few weeks. He helped me get a pack yesterday on very short notice. He sends out text alerts. Check him out on Twitter. Make sure you text him, sign up for those text alerts if you're not already on his list. But he tweeted out last night, Jack, you tweeted something like, who knows about Decentraland, or who's got some experience in Decentraland? And I saw that and I was like, oh, I sure don't, but I know Novo does. So let me go ahead and DM him. We exchanged a couple messages, and basically we kind of came up with the idea of doing a tour of Decentraland, right? So before we jump into it, I know Novo's got a lot that he's going to explain and share, but can you kind of explain like what prompted that interest and sort of how does the TopChat world connect you and get you interested into Decentraland?
Yeah, TopChat is super exciting. And what it's done is it really introduced people to NFTs in a very simple fashion. So now it's time to embrace NFTs, learn about what the tech can do, what the communities surrounding can do. And we just know that real estate has always been a great investment in the physical world. So we figured that let's go learn about it in the digital world. And then I did throw on Ready Player One last night, and nice. I'm ready to enter the Metaverse.
Dope. All right, well, that's a great explanation. And I think, yeah, myself, TopChat was definitely the first NFTs I ever bought. Great user experience. And I think Decentraland can be a little intimidating from the outside looking in. But Novo, you are our Decentra Sherpa. So why don't you take the reins and just kind of show us and demystify this whole platform for us a little bit?
All right. So as you see in the upper left-hand corner, there is a map. So that map will show you like the entire, Decentraland. What we're going to do is, some of these people are walking. You can talk to them, but we're going to go straight here. And we're going to take a look at, one of these museums. So right in front, that big gold thing, there's some stairs right at the base of that. And that's the entrance to, the Decentraland DAO. So it's, pretty much just a bunch of people there it is right there. So we turn around and then we could see that, there's a bunch of NFTs hanging on the wall, and it goes up multi-floors. Now, this is, one of the premier, the pinnacle for almost Decentraland right now, and it shows where you can take these things. So these are different people's NFTs that they have within the walls right here. And as you can tell, it takes developers to make these walls. It takes NFT holders to be able to put these in, just like a museum would be. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go up in that map. We're actually going to just totally change locations. So if you can have the producer escape out of this, and then actually he's going to click up on the map in the top left-hand corner where it's green. Yep. And then we're going to scroll down to the right. We're going to go to 38 negative 79. So you're going to keep going down to the right. And it's right. Oh, stop right there and down two more.
Before we bounce, I learned a little bit about what gives properties value, or what gives the parcels value, and being close to the genesis or the landing spot that everyone kind of gets put into, and then being close to roads. But that makes sense in a centralized location like on Earth, where you need to travel via transportation, where here we're going to kind of jump around. So what's the thinking with, like, if we can just jump from there to here, why do those tend to hold so much value?
Correct. Oh, I'm so glad you did your research on this. That makes me excited, because you are right. If you get to parcel 00, which is the center, is where we pretty much started this adventure. that's where most people are going to be generating from. So they're going to be coming out of there, kind of like the reverse of, fashion of like maybe Zool in Ghostbusters, where people are actually going to be spawning out of there. So that foot traffic is going to be walking past your areas. Plus with the roads, that foot traffic, because yeah, you can hop around, but the excitement of it is actually walking around and actually getting there. The hopping aspect is getting you to the areas you want to be. There's a gaming area, a casino area. There is, if you go up right there, that's more of an amusement park area where it has a lot more attractions. There's a medieval plaza. So there's different aspects where they're trying to have different spawning points. If it's a conference hall or a casino or different aspects, which really makes this place cool. So right there, you can drop in right there. So what I did is I bought some land, almost a year ago, and I developed myself, and I have zero, computer skills at all. So it was rather simple for me to do, rather inexpensive. You use the Decentraland coin to make the purchases if you want to make upgrades, maybe to bigger levels or better walls. So there's an aspect that feeds the domain. And what makes it cool, there's not one central person controlling the domain. It's voted on very similar to a governance coin. Have you ever heard of a governance coin? So it's a very decentralized where, the stakeholders are the ones that vote on it. And the people who vote on it are the ones who have maybe larger stakes within the community itself.
No, but can you talk about that developer concept more? Like, okay, you buy some land, I think I could figure out how to do that on maybe even on OpenSea. I think, I see the plots of land there. And then what, let's say I want to set up a casino or, an art gallery, like your neighbor has an art gallery. How do you develop something there? How do you build a structure on your land?
The best way is actually reaching out to the community, very similar, to what you guys have done of reaching out to us is just reaching out there and finding those networks and developers. And the Discords are a great way of doing that. That's where I got to my point today is with CryptoPunks and other, mini endeavors. It's not about how much money you put into it. It's about how much research you put into it. And then the people who are behind the projects.
But is it like a matter of coding? Is there like a store within Decentraland where you can go and you can buy a building? Or is it like you need an engineer to code some shit?
They have a store where you can get different things for your land. So if you turn around and stop right there and turn around, that's my little hut that I made over there. Yeah, that little glass globe right there at the purple tree. And that's the stuff that, they give you with a beginner set to kind of get you introduced. And if you go straight past that and just keep walking straight. And, this is where I got, there's a nice big house over there. And then, is it under construction? Let's see, there's the museum straight ahead right there. So that's where I wanted to set up shop, somewhere where there's going to be a lot of foot traffic there. And
that's a different parcel of land, right?
That's correct. That is not mine. I wish I had that as mine. That is, one that I when I was prospecting, doing my research, I knew that was a larger aspect. Mine was, one of the, look how the size of that. If you want to walk around to the side right there, we can just walk into that thing and can get a better picture of, what could be. And, this is actually one person that reached out to us is my neighbor. And over here, can we walk into that, or I wonder? Turn.
Do you have to pay to get in the art gallery?
Some of them you do. There's games also here that the developers produce, and that's how they make the passive income. So a lot of times developers will come and they'll find a good piece of land or someone willing to network or someone that has something worth selling, and this is, this could be a possible, a neighbor, someone that you can possibly talk to. We try to reach out to people like this that are around us. And if you keep walking around, imagine, putting your NFTs on the wall right here and advertising them as people walk by. So as we can see, the possibilities are endless. The the Discord's right there. You can just click on it, right for sale. I mean, imagine the possibilities. Imagine the possibilities.
And so some of the businesses that are already set up here, we talked about casinos, right? So you can go play games in here. I'm guessing you can gamble with some of your mana coin. So Jack, what's going through your head as you tour through this? At first, have you been in or seen anything about Decentraland of this sort of setting foot on ground before? And whether it's yes or no, what kind of thoughts are going through your head?
Yeah, I have. I think the main thought is kind of the question I asked, which is like, this takes it to an entirely new level. Like right now, it feels like we're playing The Sims with real life money. And then if you are able to throw in a headset and travel, multiple metaverses or one conjoined, like that's where, the potential for this is just absolutely insane. One thing I did want to ask is, I know there's actual rules between the height of buildings, because people obviously expect, right? Like, couldn't I just build a 900 million story? It doesn't cost me anything besides maybe coding. There's no material cost, building cost. But like, I know there's rules to how tall your building could be built, because I live in New York City. So it's like, if I were to buy a parcel, I feel like I just buy the highest building or build the highest building, but I know you can't do that. So just breaking down what those regulations or like zoning laws are would be awesome.
For that, the Discord, they have tabs that just break that down almost to a T. And with that, they are flexible in the sense where, I mean, since it is a decentralized platform, I mean, people vote on it. I mean, you could put that up for a proxy and people can vote on that just like you would in any other type of democratic society, which is the coolest thing about the aspect of decentralized land. And, there are going to be other, metaverse types that are going to be out there that won't be that. I mean, there's going to be, we'd be ignorant not to think that Microsoft is not coming up with something, because, when we hop on our VR headsets and we're dinking around on that thing, I mean, there's plenty of good, there's plenty of good VR things in there that, so the decentralized aspect of it, I think, plays another aspect where, that can bring, potential global presence to it.
I think you should build a huge statue of either your CryptoPunk or of Beeple on your land.
How about you? How about a spotty Wi-Fi one there, huh?
That would be amazing. I'll move it.
So talk about the actual building or creating on top of your parcels, because I think step one for a lot of people would be, okay, I'm going to grab these shoes or these t-shirts from the marketplace. And then step two, if you have the funds, maybe you do go and grab a parcel or some real estate. And then step three would to actually be monetizing that. So I think someone told me that there's like apps that are almost pre-built. You mentioned maybe coding, very basic. Like, what's the third step, which is like, how do you actually activate on top of your land?
Certainly, and that's what I try to do. And I did go 2-3 steps ahead. Like, they put all the shoes and clothes on there. Like, I don't care what I look like. I mean, look at me. I'm wearing Chewbacca pajamas and an AR filter. All right. So I skipped right to step 3, as you're saying. I produced land and I put the most colorful flowers there. I put that big dome there so people would walk over there, and I put my OpenSeas account on it. So people can just go right there and just, click on it and just go right at it.
So Noah, I have a question, and I guess this is kind of piggybacking off of Mick's comments earlier. I mean, the first thing that pops up into my head, especially as a parcel owner, is kind of the potential for advertisement revenue stream on anything you build. Is that something that's been a thought, especially for, like I said, parcel owners or people who are dabbling into this space?
I think that's what I'm exploring. And that's what I'm, like speaking with you guys about, because, we can have different networks of opportunities where, just the communication and making content on it and putting that content out there with NFT Stories, people will start reaching out to us. Cause the great thing with NFT Stories is meeting the developers, the artists, and the buyers all at one common focal point. And that's, that's what's making the movement of NFTs popular, is everyone's having a fair chance at it.
You know what I would say, Alec, too, because you know, I don't know if I should say this, but I've worked with, I'll say I have worked with advertisers plenty in the past, and I would venture to guess that the percentage of them that have any clue of what the hell they would even do here is like is as small as the percentage of humans walking around that have done a Decentraland tour. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it's not like they should be thinking
No
about
chance
yeah.
that 99.9% of brands do anything in the next 24 months. Like, that's how far behind these brands are. They'll be the 1%, but like they are so far. I mean, they're still trying to figure out social media.
I'm pretty sure entertainment brands will be the first ones in here. Like, think about the Travis Scott, you know, virtual. Was it Travis Scott that did something in Fortnite?
Yeah, on Fortnite. Yep.
Fortnite.
Yep.
Like, advertisers knew they needed to know about Fortnite because their middle school kids were playing the hell out of Fortnite. Their middle school kids might not be buying plots of land in Decentraland, but I think entertainment is probably right for the pick. I think Dapper, like I could envision the Jack Settleman arena, you know, where like you come in and like you literally get to watch the same game that you could watch in the living room on your TV, but you're watching it here in VR because they're doing VR. The NBA is doing VR right now.
I heard that there's a relatively big DJ who's having a performance in Decentraland.
Nice. Yeah, they have on, you know, and they have invite parties. You know, it's big social events. You know, I haven't personally been to them, but you know, that's part of, you know, the ownership and being in there, that they do have those big social events, because, you know, I'm sure that you're going to see more and more artists wanting to gravitate there. I mean, why would you not, if you're an artist and Decentraland approaches you, or you are big enough where you approach Decentraland and say, hey, I'll stream a couple songs for you live if you give me a platform to do it on. I mean, it serves them both well. And that's what the best thing about the NFT community is, you know, a lot of the artists and a lot of the money stays within that ecosystem. It's not it doesn't really get cashed out, for lack of a better term. You know, so like the people who do buy the land here, you know, they are producing other art. Maybe they're trying to get their side hustle on with minting something of for themselves. Or maybe there's making the next, different avatar that's gonna, change the metaverse from 2D to 3D.
What is this area here? This is
the growth forest. So this is just like a area within Decentraland. The blue areas are made by like the developers of the DAO of Decentraland. So they come up with like cool stuff to like, all right, well, we're going to test this product over here. And if it works good, we're going to put it in the application to put on your property line. So like maybe if you want to like hide your house, you can hide behind some big trees. And then like if you're done with construction, you can hit that button and it'll shrink those trees and you can see your house again. So that's like the different types of stuff that like the developers will put there and people vote on to put there to, make cool stuff happen on a cool platform, for the lack of a better term.
All right. So Nova just took us on a really nice tour of Decentraland. It was being a little slow, maybe because, you know, we're doing a lot on the computer right now. But we wanted to show these guys, and I'm just personally interested in looking at what an actual plot of land is running for these days on Decentraland. So I'm in OpenSea here, and this is, oh no, I did not sort yet, did I? So let's sort, go to my personal default setting. We're going to sort by cheapest here and just look at what's available for buy it now. So 3.5 Ethereum is about 1,800 a pop right now. So 1,800 times 2.5, that's like $6,000, give or take. Let's take a look at what that gets you, because this is near some sort of developer parcel here. So that's kind of interesting. Let's see, does it tell you, where do we learn more about this particular plot. So this tells you its exact location on the map. Okay.
Yeah, correct. The ones that are closer to 0, 0 are the more desirable ones, because those are the ones that are, pretty much closer to the spawning areas.
Right. Okay. But there's
Go
some
back.
green. Green means
Yeah,
park or like.
yeah, the green means the park area, spawning area for people. The blue area is more of a, can be developed usually by, Decentraland itself to, so that's a pretty prime piece of land right there.
It's not far from the road, right? Like it's near a road, kind of.
Foot traffic's always good. Foot traffic's always good.
And then once you get up into like 7 or 8 grand, there's a lot more variety here.
Correct. But you remember the mana coins. So like for the mana coins for for $7,200. I mean, they're mana coins are almost what are they? Almost $1 a piece right now. So yes, I mean that's $7,300. For one of the cheapest one up there.
So I feel like the smart owners have their actual coordinates right in the description, which makes it easier. So this one, okay. I wonder if we can sort by coordinates here. Okay, distance to district. Let's see here. Let's see what happens. I don't even know what the district is. Nobody know what the district is.
Yeah, well, I mean, the districts, I mean, that's more for on the decentralized platform. It'll show you there. So, the OpenSeas account or for the after, for the aftermarket sellers that, they probably have land that are connected to each other. So that's why they try to put it on here. So if you wanted to maybe buy, 2 parcels that were closer to each other, they'll be on here. But, for the floor ones, you won't find 2 together anywhere.
Okay. So here's one much closer to a road, 15 grand.
So, I mean, you guys have any questions before, we get offline here and talk about more crypto?
Look at this one, Jack. This one's ready for you, brother. Buy now. We can do a live buy right now if you want. Corner lot.
That looks, corner lot. And so I see what's the blue?
I think blue is what Nova was showing us with that Remember the trees that were growing out of nowhere, and that was like a developer plot that's kind of experimental, or where they test new things.
And is it a road in between the blue? Is that a road?
I believe so, yeah.
And then what are the skinnier light gray ones? Are those roads within?
So that would be like more of a one-way walk, maybe not one-way walkway, but a 1 parcel's worth width walkway. With the other one, consider maybe one a road and the other one like a walking path.
Gotcha. And the best place to buy land, OpenSea or actually through Decentraland? What do you think?
I would probably go through Decentraland. They'll give you more options, but there again, do your research, check back and forth between them. One thing that you can do is look for the ones that are most recently for sale. Sometimes there's weak hands, or sometimes there's people that just need to move on to other projects. And there are also, like you've done your research, there are also projects out there that have land that is already developed. So I mean, you can maybe partner with a platform that's already developed. That's what makes this whole community fun is just reaching out and branching out to someone on Zoom that I've never talked to about before, and telling them my NFT story of where I've come, owning a piece of land in here for I think it's about 8 months now, and I mean, I feel like developing it more, and I feel like I can get some passive income off of it, and I want to keep exploring those possibilities and keep branching out and keep talking to all my aliens, apes, and zombies who got me this far.
So look at this one. This one is 90 grand, and it must have some structure on it, or there must be something we don't see, because it's not even like super close to 0, but I guess you're right. It must be. So when you're in Decentraland, I think we might have to do, I don't know if Jack and the gang will be available, but I think we might need to take our audience through more of the shoppable nature of the actual Decentraland platform to kind of look at what kind of details you can get as a prospective buyer from Decentraland versus shopping on OpenSea? Because when you're shopping on OpenSea, like,
it's pretty much just a picture. You really need to get into Decentraland and dive in. So how about we do this, Mig? I know that we're both real busy with NFT Stories, but let's set something up and maybe, maybe see if we can get to another step 3 or 4 in this process. Maybe I can find, a way to develop my land a little bit.
I like that. Yes, I want to do more. I want to do a live flower planting on your land, and then I want to investigate developing something on your land.
It's about teaching people, and that's what I want to do. And you guys can do your research. There's some out there, because that's how I got this far. Is this reaching out to others and branching out to others.
All right. So we've had a lot of fun exploring Decentraland, doing a group tour. Jack, the whole Digital Wolves of Wall Street gang, you guys have any final questions or any parting thoughts, any things you were surprised by, or just lasting impressions from checking out the Metaverse?
Just wanted to say thank you for taking us through it. We really appreciate the group tour, and we're excited to hopefully see you one day in Decentraland.
I love that. I have no doubt we will. I have no doubt one day we'll be looking up and we'll see, the Jack Settleman, edifice being constructed. We're looking forward to that. Hopefully, maybe you and Novo can become neighbors, something like that, and borrow a cup of sugar. But guys, thank you so much for spending this time with us. It was super fun. If you're not already, get in tune with Jack Settleman. If you're not in tune already, you're probably missing out on packs. So I think he's got a pinned tweet with a number you can text, and he will make sure that you know every single time a pack is dropping. That's my living testimony, because he has helped me out winning a pack or getting a pack even yesterday. So for now, this is Mig, NFT Stories, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.
Be positive and love life.
Yes, sir.